Thank you for joining day two of our Power of Data webinar week. We will be starting shortly, so if you just bear with, we will get this show on the road in just a minute. So thank you for joining us in our second of 5 parts for the Power of Data week. We'll be demonstrating the power of data visualization, showcasing some of the powerful capabilities that Microsoft's Power BI platform has to bring. This next webinar is aimed to demonstrate how a sales team or sales department might best utilize the data analytics and live dashboarding that Power BI can offer to supercharge your sales. So, who am I? My name is Christopher Shanks. I'm Head of Technology within First Digital and probably our resident technology evangelist. Before we move on to the business case for using Power BI within a sales environment, I figured I would use this time to allow you to get to know me a little better by telling you one random fact each morning across the rest of the webinars this week. So today's little unknown fact is that I've actually met Mark Zuckerberg whilst working in Barcelona. It was during the release of the Samsung Galaxy Edge 7, and there is a particular photo of him from the event where he's walking down the theatre aisle and everyone's wearing VR headsets. I'm actually sat about 50 meters away behind a black curtain with the rest of the Wi-Fi and technical team for that show. It was very exciting in a previous life, and yeah, my probably celebrity claim to fame. Anyway, moving on. Um, so the business cases for the visualization of sales data is you, as a business, need to understand sales performance across the business, understand which areas and people are over or under target, who's performing and who isn't. You might not be able to pull all this information together and reconcile it with perhaps your financial information from your primary line of business application, like a CRM. So you're looking for a third-party tool to help visually demonstrate the key metrics effectively to you. You target your sales teams, however, they might not have access to see those key performance indicators, KPIs, that they're being assessed on. So you need to enable them to see their own reporting metrics, but not have access to the information of others in their team. We don't want to go spying on how other people are performing. And as a business, you need to forecast and report back to other board members, other directors, other people in your team about how healthy the upcoming business is looking. But you have to spend ages pulling in the data from multiple places, probably spreadsheets, if we're being honest. And this might change from week to week, but it means that more of your time is being spent on this than it should be when it absolutely should be automated and live. So the solutions would be to create the dashboards that allow you to filter by category or product or sales reason or person. We can put specific security permissions on the data and the various dashboards to only allow the specific and allowed people to see those certain visuals, certain bits of information, certain dashboards that you want them to see. And we can allow you to compare data sets from previous years, doing year-on-year metrics and using artificial intelligence to find patterns to help with your business forecasting. Very quickly, we'll just talk about what is Power BI, because when working with data visualization, our preference is to use the Microsoft Power Platform, of which Microsoft Power BI is our tool of choice. Anyone within a business can benefit from good dashboarding and data visualization, from sales to finances, marketing and operations, and today we're focusing on the sales team. We do prefer Power BI because we are a certified Microsoft partner and it does natively integrate into lots of other business tools and resources. It's great for communication and collaboration on the patterns that it finds. it does have a very simple licensing plan, and the information can be passed to lots of other areas of the Microsoft ecosystem, such as Power Automate, Excel, Outlook, and Word. Um, it's easy for someone with little to no experience to get started with Power BI. You can start to create basic visualizations, but to get the most insightful reports and dashboards, you need someone that can navigate it quite well. You probably need someone that has an analytical mind, can work out how to make the visualizations most impactful and designed to the user that will be viewing them. And what we're not in the habit of is creating dashboards just for the sake of them and them not actually giving you actionable, useful data. Our approach is that we always have an initial data visualization workshop to understand what the business goals are, why dashboard and reporting may be required, go through the 4 pillars that we discussed in the first webinar in the introduction to data visualization, which just covers where is the data stored, how is it captured, are there any automations, which visualizations are going to be best for the user, and once we understand that, we would then put that into a Power BI project for you. So at this time, it's probably worthwhile to give you a demo of Power BI relating to the sales teams. So if you give me just a second, I will switch my screen. So this is a Microsoft Power BI demo from worldwide importers, and we're just going to go through the kind of pipeline report, sales performance, and market trends to give you an idea of how a sales team, a sales division, and a sales manager can benefit from the data within Power BI. So if we go into the pipeline report, here we can see a lot of numbers jumping straight out at us. So first of all, you'll see that we can filter by region or country. Now this could be sales team and salesperson, but in this example, they've done it by geographic regions. And we can choose to report on the entire company, or as you see, if I click Europe, it then reworks the numbers live so that we're just getting the Europe metrics. This visual here is giving us the opportunity value by sales stage. So as we go through, we can see what's in discovery, pre-qualification, all the way through to negotiation. And when we hover over the various stages, you'll see that it tells us the amount and the opportunity size of the largest opportunities. Along the bottom here, it's by account type. So in this instance, they're split up into enterprise, SMB, and corporate. And once again, even though we've filtered by Europe, if we want to know just the SMB accounts, it will then rework the data and we can see where the value is sitting in our pipeline across the different stages just for SMB. It also then reworks the decomposition tree, which happens to be one of my favorite visuals for data analytics, as it allows us to deep dive into the numbers a bit more. So if we take Europe and the SMB, we can then split the data down and do it by pipeline phase. And then from there, we can do it by country, or we can do it by account type. And it starts to give us those metrics that we need. Or for instance, we might want to do it by product. We've then got some forecasting here along the bottom that allows us to see how the number of accounts and estimated revenue is changing. And if we were to go to the enterprise, you'd see that it would be reworking. And all of a sudden, there's this big spike in September where it goes from 2 to 6. So if we right click here, we can actually analyze the data and explain the increase. And using artificial intelligence, Power BI will then try to bring you metrics to explain why that number has increased during that time. So we can see that Germany accounted for the majority of the increase across the countries in that month. That it's actually we've got a lot of them in decision making as opposed to qualification, and the number of accounts has gone up, and also the product. So that's just another way that we can see a 50% increase in the number of accounts between August and September. If we go back to the home page, we can then go into the sales performance, and this will give us some more key metrics broken down in terms of discount and revenue. Once again, the same filters here on the left apply. We've actually now started to use some of the artificial intelligence insights to give us short summaries about the information to allow you to quickly understand the information in front of you, the data, and to give you a brief summary. On the right here is one of my favorite parts of Power BI. It allows us to ask the data questions. So if we wanted to know the total sales for Germany, it goes away, recognizes the keywords in your statement and goes and finds those answers for you. It's a very useful tool if you don't have time to go and interrogate your own data and go searching for the answer. 9 times out of 10, you can just ask the question here and it will go and find that answer for you. Um, Once we've analysed the sales performance, we can then see the variance to target sales. So we can see who's ahead and who's behind. From here, we can see that Germany is behind. So if we click on Germany and hover over, we can see that their goal was 125 million, but they've actually only sold 112 million. So we can then deep dive and understand where those sales are coming from. And then if we click sales details, it will then just show us Germany's information, I believe, if we untick the other countries, and we can start to find out why Germany is behind its target. If we then go back to the home screen and click on market trends, it will start to show us how the market feels our revenue is being allocated. So revenue by country, by account type, and also revenue by month. So once again, we have all of our filters on the left. At this point, we're just looking at Germany. And if we analyze our forecast, it's then looking at the forecasted market growth versus the sales change year on year, or in this case, month on month. Hopefully, this has shown you some of the key metrics that you can use and how you can start to deep dive into your data. I'm just going to flick back to my presentation. So for anyone that is interested in what they've seen in that very short demo, we do offer a free Art of the Possible workshop where we can begin to understand your business requirements and go into more depth around the possibilities that Power BI can bring to you. Following on from that, we then take you through a data visualization workshop in which your specific dashboards and reports are wireframed, the visualizations are discussed, and you are presented with a bespoke report that demonstrates how your data can be represented within Power BI in a way that makes sense to you and your users. We do charge for this workshop as we believe it brings high value to the process and to your commitment to the project. And then following that, we would be able to discuss the development of your bespoke dashboards and present a proposal to you for us to create and deploy these straight into your native account. Coming up for the rest of the week, today was obviously Supercharge Your Sales. Tomorrow, Wednesday, is Fast Financial Reporting, which is all related to the accountants and how they can use Power BI to understand the end of year accounts and future financial forecasting. On Thursday, we have Optimize Your Operations. And then lastly, on Friday, it's all about making the most of your marketing spend. If you have missed any of our previous webinars, they will be available on our website to watch or download, so please do go and check those out. So all that leaves me to say is thank you very much for your time this morning. Hopefully that's given you a little insight into how Power BI might be used within a sales environment. Please do join us for the rest of the week during our Power of Data Week. If you have any questions or would like more information, please get in touch and reach out via chris.shanks@firstdigital.co.uk or through our website www.firstdigital.co.uk. Thank you very much.